Welcome to a journey into the origins of thought, where we will explore the minds that shape the very foundations of our understanding. Hello, my name is Mike, and I am the host of Mind Escape Podcast. I am happy to share my new series called Masters of Rhetoric. The goal is to draw from the earliest philosophers, scientists, and critical thinkers to help navigate the current technological paradigm. In a world where divisive and heuristic rhetoric often dominate online spaces, I believe it's crucial to return to the roots of dialectic. This approach can offer the thoughtful discourse that humanity desperately needs today. So join us on this philosophical adventure by subscribing to our channel and podcast. Engage with us through your comments and critiques. We're excited to hear your thoughts. Let's embark on this journey together with Masters of Rhetoric. Enjoy the series. Masters of Rhetoric, episode number 9. Aristotle, the first scientist. Introduction. Why call Aristotle the first scientist? While the term scientist didn't exist until the 19th century, Aristotle developed the first systematic method of empirical investigation, created a framework for categorizing knowledge, treated observation, classification, and causality as central to understanding nature. He influenced scientific thinking for over 2,000 years, from medieval natural philosophy to Renaissance biology and Enlightenment empiricism. Here is a table I created highlighting Aristotle's core scientific texts. At the top from left to right, I have text, focus, and scientific contribution. Descending on the left-hand side, I have posterior analytics, physics, on the heavens, meteorology, history of animals, parts of animals, generation of animals, and on the soul or de anima. Under focus, for posterior analytics, I have logic and epistemology. Under focus for physics, I have natural world. Under focus for on the heavens, I have astronomy and cosmology. Under focus for meteorology, I have weather and elements. Under focus for history of animals, I have biology. Under focus for parts of animals and generation of animals, I have anatomy and reproduction. And under focus on the soul, I have psychology and perception. Under scientific contribution for posterior analytics, I have demonstrative science, deductive reasoning, and first principles. For physics, I have change, motion, time, and the four causes. On the heavens, I have geocentric universe, circular celestial motion. Under meteorology, I have water cycle and basic meteorological phenomena. Under history of animals, I have empirical classification of animals. Under parts of animals, I have comparative anatomy and embryology. And on the soul, I have sense organs, cognition, and soul-body relation. Aristotle's scientific method. Empiricism plus abstraction. Aristotle believed knowledge begins with the senses. He observed nature closely, marine life, and he studied in Lesbos. He insisted that science abstracts universal truths from particular cases. In induction, he repeated observations which led to generalizations. Example, studying multiple animals led to him to conclude that all have organs serving specific functions. Deduction, logical structure from general led to specific. Model for specific demonstration. Major premise, or universal truth. Minor premise, case-specific observation. And conclusion, scientific explanation. Here is a table I created of the four causes, a system of explanation used across all sciences. From left to right, I have cause, definition, and example. Descending down the left-hand side, I have material, formal, efficient, and final, the four causes. Under definition, for material, I have what it's made of. For definition for formal, I have its shape or essence. For under definition for efficient, I have the producer. definition for final, I have its purpose. Under example for material, I have bronze of a statue. An example for formal is statue's design. An example for efficient is the sculptor. An example for final is honor the gods. Biology and zoology. Aristotle conducted direct observations and dissections, especially in marine animals. He classified animals by genus and species, predating Linnaean taxonomy. Aristotle differentiated between blooded, or vertebrates, and bloodless, invertebrates, modes of reproduction, locomotion, and habitat. He believed that organs and structures serve teleological purposes, function defined by end, and from the history of animals, he put, nature does nothing in vain. Meteorology and earth science. Aristotle described the hydrological cycle. Evaporation leads to condensation, which leads to rain. He also explained phenomena like earthquakes, winds, and lightning. He tried to categorize terrestrial processes via natural causes. Psychology and perception. In De Anima, he defined the soul as form of the body. He studied sense perception as biological and cognitive, with sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. Aristotle introduced the idea of hierarchy of souls. You have vegetative, which is plants, sensitive, which is animals, and then you have rational, which is humans. As you can see to the left, I have a little picture there. Notice how you have the vegetative soul, or plants, and then that's encapsulated by animals, or the sensitive soul, and then humans, or rational soul, encapsulates all three. Analysis. Aristotle's scientific legacy. Why he matters. Systematizer. He created the first integrated scientific system that included method, logic, biology, physics, and metaphysics. Observer. Unusually empirical for his time, many of his zoological observations remained unmatched for centuries. Teleologist. Aristotle believed nature is purposive, which inspired both biological insight and limiting assumptions. Strengths. Unified reason and observation. First to build science on structured foundation, and insisted that knowledge must be demonstrable and principled. Limitations. Aristotle lacked experimentation in the modern sense. He relied too heavily on purpose-driven explanations, and his cosmological and physics theories were later falsified, but his methodology persisted. Questions and conclusions for Masters of Rhetoric, episode number 9, Aristotle, the first scientist. Number 1. Does Aristotle's fusion of logic, observation, and purpose offer a more holistic approach to science than modern methods, or does it constrain inquiry with metaphysical assumptions? Number 2. How did Aristotle's concept of the four causes shape the way we explain things today? And do we still rely on final causes in subtle ways? Number 3. Can Aristotle's emphasis on essence and form be reconciled with today's reductionist science, or are we operating on completely different ontological assumptions? Number 4. How did Aristotle's lack of experimentation affect the reliability of his scientific claims, and what does this reveal about the limits of observation alone? Number 5. If Aristotle had access to modern technology, would his methods have evolved, or would his philosophical commitments resist paradigm shifts like heliocentrism and evolution? Until next time, this has been Masters of Rhetoric. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep trying to master rhetoric.